there's something that I can recognize more just immediately, and that's when, like, the personality structure is getting a hold of some power or some spiritual power or whatever. And I can feel it. I don't have a taste for it anymore because I can see it's just like a separate self trying to use power to, kind of complete itself or validate itself or get something, enhance itself. And when you believe you're that separate self, when you believe like you're the spiritual ego mind, it can feel almost good. It can feel almost like, yeah, power's coming in. I'm powerful. I'm going to use this to, whatever we feel like we need to use it to do, to underneath it all is just to like get love, acceptance, approval, to feel safe. But I have a real distaste for that now because it's attention. It's difficult on the system. I think even high level beings can get caught in this pretty easy. It feels sometimes more like occult powers or something. I don't know. And so for me, it's like if I feel some spiritual power coming in or a lot of light, it's like it's almost like I'm just giving it back as quickly as it comes in. I'm not trying to hang on to it and then use it. Yeah. There's so many bugs here. It's like really humidity. Is that a word? What feels the most peaceful now is just being empty, being nobody. Because that's actually the reality. It's like there's no one here, And actually being in oneness with reality is just, that's because reality is just peace. Reality is literally peace. That's why it feels so good to be empty and to be merged with the absolute reality, that because like when no one's here, all that's here is peace. The thing that causes suffering is all these personalities are coming up, and yeah, I cause a lot of suffering from personality, for myself, others, because the personalities are in separation, right? They're like they're a separate self, and they're always trying to like protect themselves. They get defensive. They want to be in control. They're clever too. They come in and they want to sustain themselves. But I guess for me, more and more, it's like seeing through it. Because I can feel it now. I can feel what it's like. I guess because I've tasted the absolute more. I've tasted complete emptiness. I've tasted basically complete no self, it feels to me. I've tasted that just, yeah. What's actually real, I guess you could say too. So it's like, and I've at times abided there more and more deeply. And so like I have I can like discern now when personality's coming in and it's kind of taking over. I'm not perfect at it. I still can get caught by it, Like especially a really deep wound, if a deep wound comes up, it can take a while to see, oh, I'm not this. It's like you'll never be happy from that place. No matter what happens. you can like find temporary whatever highs, but the only lasting peace is in the dissolution of all that, and to be resting in your true nature. It's like, and then once you really, really see that, then like power and all of these things that people want so bad, they're just seen through for what they are. It's like there's nothing there actually. There's literally there's literally nothing there. If I had all the spiritual power in the world and I created whatever, manifested whatever, it's just like, oh. Now, like, from that separate self place, right? From that place that's in lack. Because here's the thing, when you're truly empty, you don't even mind. It's like Krishnamurti says, you don't care what happens. It's so true. It's like, who cares? I don't know. I don't know what God will do. I don't know what the universe will how it will unfold, but it's like, who cares, you know? Who fucking cares? And it's like not like a complete like a rejection or a pushing away of the personality that comes up. It's like, well, what does that personality structure need that feels like it wants to, you know, complete itself and wants to chase something? Or what does that tension need? You know, it's a tension ultimately. It's so believable for a while too, that that's who you are. It's like the mind has that grip. There's a tight grip of identification for so long, it seems like. And then you just start seeing through it. And like I said, because you've experienced life without that gripping identification to mind, when it comes back, it's more palpable. It's more discerned. Like, oh, this is mind gripping. I'm in mind identification. Yeah. I think people can feel it too, where you're speaking from. And the mind spiritual ego can actually get a lot of power. Like we could say, like, the personality form can actually get kind of a lot of power and do crazy things, you know? So I guess there is like learning that discernment of like what's clean, what's pure, what's just light, and what's light entangled with a confused personality, you know what I mean? With a personality that is, we could say, whatever the fucking words, narcissistic or coming from lack, or a personality structure that has a lot of power, but there's unworthiness there, and you know, and just kind of feeling like in your own nervous system, like what feels true to you. Yeah. I think I'm gonna, yeah. A Patreon question came in today. You know, it takes a total trust in life, actually, to really, 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 really start to disidentify with the personality structures that keep trying to emerge. Because there's this belief, or we get convinced that these personality structures are what are going to keep us safe. We got to keep buying into the personality structure and its story and its ways of relating to the world, because that's what keeps us safe. Because that's like the familiar. We have to really, 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 really come to this place where we completely trust. I think that's called faith. like faith, that letting go of ourself, like the false self, letting go of our beliefs, letting go of everything, and just resting as nothing and everything, whatever, it's both. That can be trusted. But then when you're in that place, you see, how could it not be? Like, it's everything. Like, I guess you could say that's true power or something, I don't know. But a power that doesn't need anything and doesn't want anything, you know what I mean? I guess that is true power. Power doesn't want or need. Wow. I actually remember reading that in a David Hawkins book, I think. But that's what it feels like. It's just like nothing could be wanted from this place. Experiences can happen, and that's the thing, and not to get too non-dual, but personality structures can come up, and you can embrace the human. You can embrace this reality, and you can like go with the currents of energy of where they're, you know what I mean, of like how life is moving. And life, that's the thing, even when life still happens. Life still really fucking happens, and it might even happen faster, or it might even happen in a much different, more dynamic way. Who knows? Maybe you will just sit for a long time. But like when you let go of personality structures and you kind of see through them and the tension they bring into your life and all this mind identification and the separate self, some people think, well, what that? It's like, well, life still moves. Trust me. Like, your body still has a destiny, you know? Your body still has, your soul, you could say your soul has a story that it still wants to play out in the body you're in. The story keeps going. The story keeps going. Wherever it's gonna go, it's still gonna go there. It's just like your experience of the story might shift a lot. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing. But the story still keeps going. And there's that knowing. You could feel it. It's like, it's become so hard to believe your mind's projections of the future, because you really get to this place where you're like, you really don't fucking know. You don't know. You just know it's going to keep going and things are going to happen. But you don't know, you know, from the mind's perspective. Are you going to be rich, poor, in love, single? I mean, being in love has nothing to do with, it can have nothing to do with romantic relationship. I mean, you can be in love with a doorknob, you know what I mean? Being in love is just like an inner thing, actually. But you guys get what I'm saying. You're gonna start a family one day, maybe you won't. Work this job, do that, live here, live there. It's like you're still gonna have, you know, the unfolding of your human life. You can't escape that. No matter what. It's like it's still gonna happen. You're meant to have kids, even if you become whatever, super duper free of the separate self and personalities and seeing through the mind. Like, you're still gonna have the kids. Like, you know what I mean? If you're meant to move to New Zealand, you'll still do it. Like, your body will move. Like, trust me, your body, notice how it moves when life moves it. And so, but the thing is, when you start resting in emptiness more, you don't even need to know what's going to happen, because you trust more, because you are that force, that you are that. You're one with that. Whatever that is all of this. It's like, you know yourself as that. As the manifesting force of the universe, whatever we want to say. It's like you are that. And then it's like, yeah, okay. I am the thing that I must trust, or something, you know? And then you could feel the separation if you, I guess, of like, oh, I'm a separate self, I'm a human, you know, and It's very interesting, but whatever. I don't know. That's what I said today. I love you guys. Thanks for everything. Nice to be with you always. Okay. Much love and namaste.